Everything you need to know in the world of cigars, you are hearing first on our live exclusive televised coverage from the IPCPR 2014 Convention. Sands Expo Center, Las Vegas, Nevada, the general front and center here at Command Center Alpha. My pleasure to welcome to our main broadcast plaza stage, longtime friend, Jim Colucci, the president of Sindicato Cigars. Jim, good to see you again.
Hey, Dave, as always, it's great to be on your show and great to be with you.
Just like old times. We used to do all the remotes together for about, what, 15 years? Long time.
That's about, yeah. I missed those days.
Absolutely. We'll have to do those again sometime. Jim, you've been pretty busy the last, year or so, starting a brand new cigar company in conjunction with some retailers across the country, literally taking it from nothing to now 5 different cigars, 4 premium cigars, 1 still a premium cigar, but more of a value price cigar. And you have just launched 2 cigars, your namesake Sindicato and Sindicato Maduro, which have been huge hits very quickly.
Yeah, Dave, the Sindicato basically is the flagship brand. I mean, in going forward, probably most of the brands will, if we launch more than brands, they will be a Sindicato, different varieties, different line extensions. We're not going to be one of those companies that launches 4, 5, 6 brands every show. Basically, we're going to get down to 1 brand a year. So you won't see another brand from us until next year.
Well, and you give the attention that you need to really build a brand.
Yeah. Well, we think what we want to be is a strict boutique company, only catering to the brick and mortar retailer and giving the consumers something that's unique and different. And we just don't want to have them changing to too many brands within our own lineup. So we're happy with what we're doing. It's been a great success. You're probably one of our biggest helpers. You had a few litations with our brands, and you've been a great proponent of it, and we thank you for everything you've done. And I look forward to our business going forward together. Hopefully we'll be advertising soon with you.
Well, I'll tell you, the cigars are fantastic.
Hopefully doing some remotes with you.
There you go. Well, I tell you, Jim, these cigars are fantastic. You started off, and we'll get to the Sindicato in a minute, but you started off with Affinity, a nice, mild, Connecticut-flavored cigar. And that is a cigar you can have any time of day or night. It's very pleasant, mild, creaminess, notes of sweetness, with flavor, and at a great price point.
Yeah, I mean, when we started the company, Dave, and you know, I spoke to you, get some advice from you, we both know that even though there's this trend for the young smoker and to smoke strong, medium to 3/4 or 3/4 to full, but the majority of the smokers that are out there and the majority of the people that are buying cigars for many years, 70% smoke Connecticut or a mild cigar in the morning. It's kind of like their morning day cigar. So we had to have one cigar like that. Affinity was the cigar, and I patterned it after some of the cigars I used to make at my old company. I won't mention it. I don't want them to get upset, but I think it's a great cigar at a great price. Right. And if you want a morning cigar, this is a cigar. The Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper just makes a great smoke for the morning. Not my cigar, but...
Well, I enjoy it, I tell you, and I love the Corona size. I'm glad you came out with the Corona size. I enjoyed it. And then you came out with Hex, which is a little bit more on the medium flavored side, a little bit more of a mysterious type of cigar with the name, and it's a very pleasant cigar as well. Tell me, first of all, tell me about the wrapper, filler, binder, and the Affinity, and then let's go into Hex.
Okay, on the wrapper, binder, on Affinity, we have a Ecuador Connecticut wrapper and a Nicaraguan binder. And what we've done with the filler is a mixture of Dominican and Nicaragua, so that's where you get that flavor you mentioned. So it's mild to medium, but it's got a nice flavor. So it's something a cigar guy would love to have in the morning with a good cup of coffee before he gets into the stronger cigars later on in the day.
And then when we talk about the Hex, the wrapper, filler, binder on that?
On Hex, we went to a Ecuador Cubana wrapper,
which has got a little bit more spice to it.
A little more spiciness. And then all the rest is puro Nicaraguan. Other than the wrapper, it's all Nicaraguan tobacco from Esteligue and Condega.
Beautiful. And that cigar, they're both are very good price points on those sticks.
Right. Definitely got good price points. They're in that sweet spot between $6 and $8. That's where we wanted to be. And
you've also got a cigar called Casabella, which is a nice bundled cigar.
Most of the retailers all want to have a great bundle cigar. What we went out and did is found a bundle that was definitely handmade. We knew we had to have a mild cigar, so we have an Ecuador Connecticut wrapper on the Casabella Natural, and then we have a Connecticut broadleaf on the Maduro, because I'm a lover of Connecticut broadleaf. and makes one of the best Maduro cigars.
Well, it's got that sweetness to it. It's just a great cigar. And we were talking about this yesterday. Connecticut broadleaf used to be very, very popular. You'd see it on all these cigars, but with the popularity now of Honduran and Nicaraguan Maduro wrappers, you don't see it as much, but those don't have that little bit of sweetness that you have on that Connecticut broadleaf.
Right. It's a terrific smoke. There's some, I mean, I know that, I'll mention my competitor, but I know some of the boys at Drew Estates are using Connecticut broadleaf on their cigars, and I've always loved Connecticut broadleaf, and I think people in the industry will continue to use Connecticut broadleaf for a mild, sweet-tasting Maduro cigar. It's interesting how the consumer they look at the Maduro wrapper of a Connecticut broadleaf and say, oh, it must be a strong cigar, which is completely the opposite.
Yeah, it's totally different. You're exactly right, but it looks dark, so it's intimidating.
Right.
Now, in terms of Sindicato, I remember, Jim, about 6 months ago, you came to me and you said, I got some samples I want you to try. What do you think? They were square pressed. They had a little pigtail. You gave me some sample blends, and I said, these are fabulous, love them. You said they're made in Nicaragua. You're working on some unique, different blends. And sure enough, you came out with the Sindicato about 3 months ago, 2 months ago?
Actually, end of May. End of May, we came out with Sindicato.
End of May, and
the natural.
It has been a huge hit. And tell me about that cigar and how you came up with that particular blend.
Well, actually, I started out with this Sindicato. I wanted it to be something really special, something that would really put us on the map. And that's why we refer to it as the flagship brand for the company. But I wanted something unique and different. And fortunately, I got to meet about 1.5 years ago Eduardo Fernandez, who to me is growing some of the greatest tobaccos in the Nicaraguan region. And he told me about a wrapper he had. He had a Corojo Jalapa wrapper that he was growing under shade, which gave it that light look, but yet it had the strength of the Jalapa Corojo wrapper. Then we did a complete Nicaraguan cigar with that one. So that's a puro Nicaraguan. It's got a double binder of Esteli tobaccos, and it's got Jalapa and Esteli filler inside from Nicaragua.
And Eduardo Fernandez probably has amongst the finest troves of Nicaraguan tobacco of anybody, any manufacturer.
Everyone goes to him for the best Nicaraguan tobacco, but the nicest thing I like about a guy like Eduardo, he keeps all the best stuff for himself, for the cigars he makes for people. So that's why we were really excited when he made this cigar for us. And I will tell you something now that we're going to talk later on about the Maduro. When he made the cigars for us initially, Dave, he put a Maduro, the San Andres Marron wrapper on the same blend. However, I said to him, wait, this thing is much milder. And one thing I didn't realize, he told me, is that the San Andres Marron tames down the blend of the puro Nicaraguan cigar. So what we did is we had earlier had a blend that was too strong for this natural cigar, as far as I felt. We put that wrapper on that blend, the stronger blend, and that's how we came up with the dark Maduro wrapper.
And this is, I remember when you sent these to me. In fact, I did a tweet a couple of weeks ago when you overnighted these to me to look. And I called you and I said, Jim, I'm not sure if I should smoke these or eat these because they look so delicious. Look at that wrapper, just a beautiful wrapper, just the right amount of sheen. The band looks great on it. And look at that pigtail cap. And here's what I love about the pigtail cap, because let's say you don't have a cutter. In a pinch, you just take this, you pull it, and there it goes. It comes right off, and you're ready to smoke the cigar.
But Dave, then you'd miss the opportunity to use your beautiful cutter.
I'm saying in a bind, in an emergency. Not everybody can use their thumb, you know, like the manufacturers. And Manuel Casada was the one that taught me how to use my thumb to do that. But that's a great thing. But I love the pigtail. It's just that Cuban authenticity. I love how it feels in the hand. And so the Sindicato Maduro, I found, had a little bit more flavor than this natural Sindicato, but it wasn't overpowering.
No, it wasn't. It was
just a slightly different taste complexion.
Yes, I mean, there was no way to make it exactly the same day, but what we felt was when we used the stronger blend and added the San Andres Marron, it was the closest thing we could come to almost a perfect match. But it's a little stronger. I love it. I start off the morning with it now.
And these cigars are a little bit more on the premium price side.
Yes, they definitely are.
But I can tell you that I know I was at Edwards in Tampa, and they had some that came in, and they flew off the shelves. They didn't last very long.
Yeah, well, the naturals are doing great, and we hope the Maduro was going to do just as well when it comes out in the end of September, early October.
So it's still a few months away.
Yes.
But you're hearing about, actually, I think I smoked this cigar on the show a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. The thing is, Dave, the cigars are made and they're sitting there and aging. We wanted a little more age on these,
right.
So we're going to have about 16 to 20 weeks of aging on all these cigars.
And the sizes that the Sindicato and Sindicato Maduro come in the MSRPs?
Well, there's 6 sizes in the natural. There's a Corona Gorda, okay, which is a 44 by 5.5 pressed. You have the 54 by 5 Robusto. You have a 54 by 6 Toro, and then you have the Churchill, which is a 7 by 52, and then you have the 60 by 6 Magnum. When we did the Maduro, we only came out with 4 sizes. It comes out only in the same exact size of a 54 by 5 Robusto, the 6 by 54 Toro, the 7 by 52 Churchill, and the big Magnum 60 by 6.
And it's deceiving because when you sent me these cigars, you gave me the Magnum 6 by 60, but because they're square pressed, they didn't look to be those big, massive 60 ring gauges. It was deceiving.
It doesn't, even when the mouthfeel is not like a 60. It feels like it's only a 56 or 58 maybe, but it doesn't feel like a round 60. It's really a great tasting cigar, and I think the consumers will love it.
Fantastic. So late September for the Sindicato Maduro. The Sindicato's available. The Affinity Hex are out there now. And Jim, continued success. The cigars are fantastic, and I'm sure you're already working on blends for 2015 already.
Well, Dave, like I said, there's only one new 2015 cigar.
But you're going to use multiple blends to get to it.
Well, we're going to keep that one a secret, even from you.
Even from me? No
way.
Well, you can't keep it from the NSA. They'll find out.
All right.
All right, Jim Colucci from Sindicato Cigar. Website, by the way, Jim, is what?
SindicatoCigars.com.
SindicatoCigars.com. Jim, great seeing you as always.
Thank you, Dave.
And we got to do a live broadcast again, just like we did,
hopefully,
going way back.
Maybe in Michigan, because you got some of your fans right here.
That's right. Got to go back to Genuine Cigar Factory Outlet and Cigar Lounge up in the Detroit area.